On a cold morning, hungry cats searched through the city streets looking for food. Among them, an older cat struggled with something strange, an envelope and thread tied around her paws as she tried to find food in trash bins. The thread hurt her skin, making each step painful. Seeing her trouble, a kind man came over carefully and quickly removed the thread. The cat seemed relieved but careful, keeping some distance. The man had come to this place to feed the street cats as part of his daily routine. This area had several homeless cats that needed kind people for food. When he saw the older cat with the tangled thread, he knew he needed to help her first before feeding the others. After freeing her, he noticed how skinny and hungry she looked. Her fur was dull and missing in some spots, showing she had a hard life on the streets. While the cat ate, the man looked around, checking on other street cats and seeing which ones might need extra help. Something caught his eye on the road nearby, a small, still shape that didn't look like trash. Worried, he slowly moved toward it, careful not to scare the eating cat. When he got closer, his worry turned to alarm. There, on the cold ground, lay a tiny newborn kitten, pink and gray, eyes still closed and barely moving. The kitten looked just hours old, with its cord still attached. It was alone, with no other kittens nearby, and its tiny body was getting dangerously cold in the morning air. The man gently touched the small body, feeling for signs of life. To his surprise, the older cat he had just helped finished her food and came over, smelling the kitten with interest. The man knew that newborn kittens couldn't live long without warmth and care, carefully picked up the fragile kitten, feeling its faint heartbeat against his hand. His friend, who often joined him on these rescue trips, quickly offered to take the newborn to the nearest vet clinic while the man kept searching the area for any other kittens or the mother. The older cat seemed unusually interested in what was happening. At the clinic, the vet confirmed the kitten was barely a day old. The tiny creature was immediately placed in a warming box and given a full checkup. The vet gave fluids to help with dehydration and checked for any birth problems. Meanwhile, the man arrived at the clinic with the older cat he had found. The cat was surprisingly calm, as if she understood they were trying to help. The vet checked her too and found signs suggesting she had recently given birth, slight swelling in her milk glands, and other physical signs. While they couldn't be absolutely sure she was the mother of the specific kitten they had found, the timing and her behavior suggested a strong possibility. After the clinic visit, the man brought both cats to his home, which served as a temporary shelter for animals in need. He had set up part of his living space as a recovery area for rescued animals, with heating pads, nesting boxes, and all the supplies needed for emergency care. Following the vet's instructions exactly, he created a safe, warm space for the tiny kitten, a small box with soft bedding and a properly wrapped heating pad to keep the exact temperature needed. The older cat showed immediate interest in the setup, smelling around the box and trying to get close to the kitten. This behavior further convinced the man that she was likely the mother. He offered her a nutritious, creamy treat made for nursing cats, which she eagerly ate. The extra calories and nutrients would help her make milk if she was indeed able to nurse. After eating, the cat approached the kitten's box and began to clean the tiny form with gentle licks. This motherly behavior was encouraging, though the man remained ready to hand-feed the kitten if needed. The grooming helped the kitten, improving blood flow and helping it become more alert. Its tiny mouth began to make sucking motions, a good sign of improving health. The man had other rescue cats and kittens in his home, all at different stages of recovery before finding permanent homes. Curious about the newcomers, they gathered around the nesting box, smelling and watching from a respectful distance. The man watched these interactions carefully, ready to step in if any showed aggression, but the resident cats seemed to sense the fragility of the situation and remained gentle in their curiosity. To his relief and joy, the older cat soon settled into the box beside the kitten and began to nurse it. This confirmed she was indeed the mother and able to provide milk. The man added bottle feeding to these nursing sessions to make sure the kitten got enough nutrition, as the mother cat's own health had been hurt by street life and might affect her milk production. The first few days were uncertain. The kitten needed feeding every 2 hours around the clock, and the man set alarms to keep this strict schedule. Each feeding was followed by gentle wiping with a warm, damp cloth to help with bathroom needs and keeping careful records of weight, feeding amounts, and any changes in behavior or appearance. The mother cat remained attentive, cleaning her kitten thoroughly after each human-assisted feeding and providing the essential warmth and comfort that no human caretaker could match. By the end of the first week, the kitten showed amazing improvement. Its weight had stabilized and begun to increase steadily. The tiny body, once weak and barely moving, now squirmed with growing strength. Its eyes remained closed, as is normal for kittens in their first week, but it responded more actively to touch and sound, especially the mother's purring. The second week brought more progress. The kitten's eyes began to open, showing tiny slits of blue that would later change to their permanent color. Its ears, once flat against its head, started to unfold. Tiny teeth began developing beneath the gums, though they wouldn't come through for several weeks. The mother cat continued nursing, her own health improving thanks to the good diet and safe environment provided by the man. By the third week, the kitten was transformed. It had more than doubled its birth weight, its eyes were fully open, and it had begun to develop better coordination. The wobbly first attempts at standing led to careful steps. The man created a slightly larger, safe play area where the kitten could practice these new skills without risk of getting hurt. The mother watched closely, occasionally stepping in to clean or move her baby when needed. The fourth week marked a milestone. The kitten was now a month old and barely recognizable as the fragile newborn found on the cold street. Its body had filled out, covered with proper fur instead of the thin fuzz of a newborn. It had become playful, jumping on toys provided by the man and playing with the other resident cats under careful watching. The mother cat seemed proud of her baby's progress, watching with apparent happiness as the once struggling newborn changed into a typical, energetic kitten. The man began the process of finding a permanent home for both cats, preferably together. He took photos showing their remarkable journey and shared their story on social media and with local rescue group. The response was heartwarming, with many people touched by the dedication shown to saving this tiny life and the bond between mother and baby. This rescue story highlights several important aspects of street animal care often overlooked. First, pregnant and nursing street cats are especially vulnerable and need extra support. Second, very young kittens require immediate special care to survive when separated from their mothers. Third, when possible, keeping mother cats with their kittens provides benefits that go beyond food, including proper socialization, comfort, and learning essential cat behavior. For those wanting to help street cats, learning to recognize signs of trouble, having contact information for emergency vet services, and understanding basic newborn kitten care can make the difference between life and death. Spaying and neutering programs remain the most effective long-term solution to reduce suffering among street cat populations, breaking the cycle of kittens born into harsh conditions. The story of this tiny kitten and its mother serves as a reminder of the impact one caring person can have. From a cold street and certain death to a warm home and promising future, their journey represents the countless street animals whose lives can be changed through timely help, proper care, and the dedication of animal rescuers worldwide.